And how you guys doing? This is very important in reference to catching the liars in government and their activities of their fabrications from satellite. Like they'll try to accuse a person of drugs, and in reference to, they'll say that they do this from satellite when they're infrared spying. They hit me in the throat when they talk about the activities of what a person does when they're on drugs or when they're doing drugs. Always ask, like, oh, what was the hand physical movements of that type of drug activity? Like what does a person do? Like, they'll try to accuse a person of something. Say, for instance, you're smoking cigarettes. And they'll be like, okay, cigarettes are legal, so it's not a drug. It's a legal product. Now, you're spying on people thinking it was some type of other smoking type product of some kind, whatever, I'm not sure. But you see a person take 20 cigarettes out of a cigarette pack, and they look like cigarettes. And you tried to call them something else, right? So what's the hand movements of a person that smokes a cigarette? Well, they grab a pack, they open the pack, they take a cigarette out, they put a cigarette in their mouth, then they light it with a lighter, right? One time. Usually. Well, maybe if they put it in an ashtray and then it goes out and then they have to light it again, but it's the same shape but a little bit shorter from the cigarette that it was when they first lit the cigarette. So, in reference to these satellite controllers accusating against people, like they'll say, oh, they thought cigarettes was a crack pipe. No, I don't know anything about that. Only what you see on movies is how I guess you notice the hand movements or the physical movements of a person that does that. So your satellite surveillance, you've claimed that a person that smokes a cigarette is the same hand movements as a person that uses a crack pipe. You need to get the death penalty. So you're fucking up people's teeth like they were smoking crack pipes when they're really smoking cigarettes that are a legal American product and they've been legal for hundreds of years in America. Right? Something like that. You get the death penalty for fucking up people's teeth. Now let's think about, you thought somebody was sticking something up their nose. And you hear them blow their nose, but then you've confused it with you thought they were snorting something up their nose. And they only do this when they're blowing their nose in a Kleenex or a towel or a rag or whatever. Or a handkerchief or whatever. Or somebody blowing their nose openly where it just, like out in the grass or outside or in the sink or whatever somebody does, You thought that was snorting. You get the death penalty for that too. Because you mutilated a person's teeth and damaged their face, falsifying sounds of when somebody was blowing their nose. You thought they were snorting their nose. Or when somebody goes, you thought somebody was doing drugs. I've never done any drugs. I've never stuck nothing up my nose either of any drugs or any kind. But this man, I've never done drugs either. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink. I drink coffee. This is my Bed Bath & Beyond cup. I've been drinking coffee. Dunkin' Donuts coffee, milk, and Satellite Man's still hitting me in the teeth. And these people claim that they're spying on people for drug purposes. I've never done drugs. Never been in possession of drugs either. Never. Not at all. Not never. These people have done this shit to me. I'm an only child of my parents. My parents, I didn't have no other relatives. I didn't have no brothers or sisters in real life. You know that, right? My life has never been reality of having a real biological brother or sister. I'm an only child. That's why, in reference to other people, their teeth don't look like mine because they're not my real biological relative. Or their face don't look like mine because I'm not the real biological relative. Do you understand that? In reference to full relatives of any kind, I might have some half relatives somewhere, but they have no ties to my mother and father's estates. This is just general facts of information. I'm the only 100% child of my mother and father, and I'm the only rightful owner of my mother and father's estates, and that satellite man's poking me right there, which, do you think you own? What part of my body do you think you own? Government man. What is your DNA type? What is your race? What country did you come from? This is a first world country. The laws in this country are supposed to be very strong against perpetrators, such as people poking people in their teeth. What third world country did you come from? What trash world did you come from? You thought fucking up other people's looks and trying to run them into the grave? Or weathering their face or fucking up their teeth? You thought you could just make up shit, right? Every day of my life's accounted for. And you still did all this. And you should get put on trial for the death penalty. You are ignorant, stupid, and goddamn liars. And you should get the fucking death penalty for damaging my face and teeth. Your accusations are attempts of murder. And you should be charged for attempts of murder. The physical assault that you have done as your way of trying to fool people of your lies that you have said for numerous years, as your way of physically assaulting me and sexually assaulting my beautiful anatomy and my beautiful skin texture, that your nasty faggot fucking dirty motherfucking psycho fucking games of you and your people and your fucking sexual assault. Somebody should cut your fucking throat for damaging my teeth and face. Somebody should sniper you with a fucking military rifle or something to protect this country from people like you fucking up their teeth. Teeth say a lot about a person. Tells you what race they are. Tells you what religion they are in some ways. And cultural beliefs. A lot of Catholics and a lot of Jews have big teeth. And Italians and Greeks and French. A lot of them have big teeth. And some Asians got big teeth too, And there's other people. Some people got big teeth. But this German man fucking up my teeth, trying to make my teeth look like small teeth. Trying to make my teeth look like veneers. The man's a fucking liar the whole time. They are goddamn liars the whole fucking time. This isn't your chance to be playing this game of hit or miss. You sitting there holding a person hostage, making up hundreds or thousands of accusations against a person to claim you were picking their brain and fucking up their teeth, claiming you were trying to find something on them. Well, my whole life is documented, and you still did all this shit. Who do you think my parents are? If you don't get that right, you can go straight to prison. You've been spying on me a long time. Who do you think my parents are? And when did they tell you who my parents are? It's been on document since the day I was born. Who do you think I am, government man? Can't figure it out? But you're causing me physical injury? See, with who I am and who my parents are, obviously shows why I outrank you in this country in land ownership, business and family history, and economic points of information. Then you try to make up falsifications for your problems of your life or your race, accusing me and my family of being landowners that you thought was on your way. When my parents have owned land and grandparents have owned land, and the land has been in my family history for hundreds of years. And you thought you'd just come into the country, or you thought you'd get into the government and claim that you thought you wanted to steal something? There's laws in government. You're not allowed to use those positions for your crimes, government man. You're not allowed to use those positions to cover up your crimes either. You have to get prosecuted for treason, for being in government as your way of trying to cover up the records of your history of abuses and bullying and mutilations that you have done in this country. You need to get charged for treason. And every second of every day is attempts of murder, and they're still hitting me right here in the teeth. And there's impressions from their satellite caused right there on the upper lip too. There's impressions from them burning my upper lip and teeth.